Yeah, we know that we are discussing the question paper. So, 12th question, 12th one, and a CBSE board paper. A battery of 15 volts and negligible internal resistance is connected across a 50 ohms resistor, right? The amount of energy is dissipated heat in the resistor in 1 minute. Usually, when you heat dissipated, in the sense, we will go for the power formula P equal to I square R and according to Joule's heating effect. Okay, but we don't have I here. We have voltage and resistance. Okay, you can go, my suggestion, P equal to V square by R. Then after the whatever the power you got answer, that you should multiply into 1 minute. Then you will get the amount of energy. So how it is? You can know that P equal to V square by R, 15 to 15, because 15 is the voltage as given and 50 is the resistance, which is equal to 4.5 watts. Therefore, which is also, if you are multiplying with the time period which has given per minute, they are asking, no? So the energy equal to power into time, we know we got 270 joules is the answer for the question 12th, right? So answer B is our answer is here. So we can go for the answer B. Now there is a direct straight away question which is most important, unavoidable for my students. So every time I told this, even my practice paper exam also I have given these questions. That is, Lenz's law is the consequence of the law of conservation of energy. Why? What is the reason for that? Why energy only? Here, mechanical energy converting into electrical energy. What is that? Mechanical energy converting into electrical energy. Let me know. Next. Here, the vertical component of Earth's magnetic field at a place of 1 by root 3 times the horizontal component. The angle of dip at the place is. First of all, we should have idea about terrestrial magnetism. In that, what is the elements? What are the elements we should know? What is the vertical component we should know? Here they have given the question that vertical component of Earth magnetic field is a place of 1 by root 3 times of horizontal component. That means vertical component is BV, right? BV. BV equal to 1 by root 3 times of BH. BH is a horizontal component. We know the basic formula. BH equal to, I can write as root 3 times of BV also. Now, we know vertical component, horizontal component, from that whatever normal vector case also and slope arm also. BH in the sense when you are writing this is a magnetic field vector. So what we will write? Angle tan theta equal to vertical component by horizontal component we will write right now. So if you substitute in the place BV by BH equal to tan theta. So BV by BH equal to 1 by root 3 you will get from this right now. So then theta equal to tan 1 by root 3 in the sense 1 by root 3 for tan when it will come when tan theta equal to 30 degrees. So therefore theta equal to 30 degrees you will get here right now. So this is our answer as which option you can see here. Yeah, answer B is our answer. Option B is our answer. Next, the question 15. It is a simple question, but little you have to apply moving charges and matter more. Usually, I suggested my students moving charges and matter is a most important lesson. Read many times, because if you understand this lesson, you will understand the next lessons. Okay, so I hope next year students also will follow the same thing, because it's very interesting and important lesson. A long straight wire in the horizontal plane carries a current of 15 amperes in north to south direction. Simple. First draw the diagram. The magnitude and direction of the magnetic field at a point 2.5 meters east of the wire respectively. So look at here. They said that in north south direction, I have drawn here, this is north, as this is south, this is east. So in the north south direction is a current 15 amperes, right? And at the same time, with respect to that, you can see here in this perpendicular to that, we have magnetic field, right? So at a particular point, usually by Biot-Savart law, around a wire, if you are considering a closed loop at a point, we will find by using Ampere circuit law also. But here the questioner has given a 2.5 meters distance in the east, direction. They wanted magnetic field. Okay, magnitude of magnetic field. I looked at Biot-Savart law because magnetic field due to a straight current carrying wire. I had checked, but there is one component has missed, that is DL. I am not able to get. So then I got a one more splash that in my brain, that is Ampere circuit law also is due to the cylindrical wire around a closed loop. So B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r, I know. So mu naught by 2 pi, actually mu naught by 4 pi is 10 to the power minus 7. So since it is 2 pi, 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 I have written. So I is 15 amperes as given, and radial distance is 2.5. If you simplify, if you calculate, is I have 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Tesla. Okay, minus 6 in the sense I can write micro. Okay, we should aware of these prefixes also, micro, milli, nano. So pico is most important in physics, we have to learn it. So because answer here it is given, the options is 1.2 micro Tesla vertically upwards, 1.2 micro Tesla vertically downwards. Of course 1.2 I got, so I should discuss about these two only. Vertically upwards, vertically downwards, how can I find? Okay, you can check whatever the directions which we have drawn. Let us say current is acting upward direction, means opposite to the current we have to apply the Fleming left hand rule. This is that, and magnetic field is in this direction. Then his thumb you are seeing, right? This thumb is acting upwards vertically, so answer is vertically upwards it is acting. So I have to go option A as a correct answer, right? So this is the 15th question which we have discussed. Now there is a question here. The EMF induced in a 10 Henry inductor in which current changes from 11 ampere to 2 amperes in 9 into 10 to the power minus 1 seconds is. Okay, so simple logic here, EMF induced in the sense L, and current changes in the sense change in the current. So I have in unit time they have given, so I need to find EMF equal to L into di by dt. So that is basic formula I know from the, in terms of current, the Faraday's law. So current which I change I1 to I2, inductance 10H. So I have a formula equal to minus L into di by dt. So minus 10 di by dt means what? Change in the current with respect to time, right? So that I have written equal to minus 10, L is 10, 2 minus 11 is minus 9 by 9 into 10 to the power minus 1. 9 get cancelled, and I have 10 will go up, it will be 100. So minus into minus plus, so I have equal to 100 volts. 100 volts means I can write also 10 to the power 2 volts. So let us check whether our answer is available or not. So yeah, we have our answer is, this is a C, right? Next, so this is also one of the very easiest question on the Coulomb's law. Whenever Coulomb's law, but when equilibrium condition based, always there are the questions in previous papers also equilibrium based. A charge capital Q is placed at the center of the line joining up two charges Q and Q. The system of three charges will be equilibrium if Q is Means if you are placing along the line joining, okay, one q and another q if you are keeping, so the force exerting on the discharge on capital Q and at the same time discharge on small q. Okay, then whenever these forces is equal at an equilibrium conditions, if you equate, then that time if you make capital Q as a subject, then what answers we will get? The answer we will get here minus q by 4. Okay, this if you apply Coulomb's law and equate those two forces, since it is both are in equilibrium, then that time you will get this answer. Okay, next, electric flux of an electric field E through an area A is given by. We know that always electric flux definition is nothing but electric field lines passing through unit area. So here electric flux of an electric field, both are same only, that is electric field simply through an area they are asking. So people will get confused, like they'll go and write something else. So simply E cross, this all not work out. We have basic formula of flux E dot ds or dA. Since dA is given, dA. This is our answer. Okay. The rest of they are trying to confuse us. So don't be panic. Some people over sightly, they'll think, oh, this is not answer. They'll not give this answer directly easily. They will give easy answers. Our job is that we need to identify with common sense. That's it. Sometimes CBSE checks our common sense, So now you can also see, have a glance of the question. In a potentiometer experiment, see, always practical is important. The balancing length of the cell is 120 centimeter when the cell is shunted by 1 ohm resistance. Shunted in the sense one more resistance is connected parallelly. The balancing length becomes 40 centimeters. It reduced to 40 centimeters. Then what is the internal resistance of the cell? We have a potentiometer also determines the internal resistance of a cell experiment. From there is a direct formula we have. What is that? Small r equal to L1 minus L2 by L2 into capital R. Capital R is the shunt resistance is here. L1 is 120 and we know that L2 is 40. So therefore you can see here 120 by 40 gives us 80 by 40, then that gives us 2 ohms resistor. So what's the answer is given here? 10, 7, 3. Yeah, D is the answer for us. Now next, 20th question. What is the 20th question? An electron is projected with velocity v along the axis of a current carrying solenoid. Which of the following statement is true? The path of an electron will be circular about the axis. The path of an electron should be circular in the sense if there is any change in the field happens, then, but it is not. And the electron will be accelerated along the axis. Acceleration requires continuous change in its force, then it will be accelerated. The path of the electron will be helical, means if electron is projected little different direction, then it will go in helical path. The last option we have, the electron will continue to move with the velocity v along the same axis of the solenoid. Okay, of course this is a possible answer, because when you project in the solenoid an electron, we have the magnetic field of the solenoid only will be exist there. It until you are changing, it will not change, right? In a current carrying conductor along the solenoid. So the magnetic field we can expect it's like it will not change along the axis, it will be same. So therefore when you project the electron from outside, then without any deflection, it will move with the continue with the same velocity v along the axis of the solenoid. So this is the answer. D is very near and conceptually is looking correct apart from the other answers which may deflect in different directions, but answer D is our option. We can go for the D only, right? Now next, there is a question 21. What is it? If the speed of the charged particle moving in a magnetic field B, V is perpendicular to B, is halved, then the radius of the pith ball. A speed of V of a charged particle moving in a magnetic field means charged particle, if you are projecting in a magnetic field, in the sense which is perpendicular. Perpendicular means obviously it deflects much. It produces in circular path like circle. Okay, but here the magnetic field B is halved, and then radius of its path, how it will be, what will be happen, R equal to, we have expression, what is that, mv by qb something. Okay, so since the magnetic field is halved, then what happened to its radius of its path? So what happens to its radius? We should go equation for the radius. What is the equation? R equal to, we know from the basic Lorentz formula. What is that Lorentz force formula? mvr equal to qvb. Okay, mvr, before going mvr, f equal to qvb. Okay, now from there f equal to mv square bar, if you are taking, then we have, sorry, you are not able to see, yeah, f equal to qvb. So out of qvb, what you are having, square and v cancel, so mv, you are having mv by qb equal to r. Okay, so then radius of the ball, how it changes, that you can see the answer as D is given. Now next few questions are available, we'll discuss in the next class, next video, sorry.